I'm Daphne from Daps Makeup, and I'm excited to talk about a new product and a new brand to me. And this is the brand called Fara Homidi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly. But this is a totally new brand to me. I think it's been out for a little bit and she's come out with other products. But the product that we're going to talk about that recently came out is her bronzer. So it comes in the box like this. Okay, now, and then you pull it out like so, and then here is the product. Now, I got the full compact. You can buy just the refillable, just the refill, but I got the full compact. So this is what the packaging looks on the outside. And then you just lift it open. Oops, sorry. Did that upside down. There's a mirror up here, and here is the bronzer. There's a little thing here that, you know, if we needed to pop out and put a new refill, we can do that. She's not cheap. That's the one thing I have to start off the bat. This is a very expensive product, especially for somebody, I don't know. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, when you have a big brand, you know, these luxury brands, and we know them, we give them a pass whatever crazy price they do because we know they are Gucci, they're Chanel. It's a lot to spend a lot of money on a brand that I don't know who you are. But I don't know, something about this product, this brand just it made me really interested. I needed a new bronzer, and I was just really interested. Now, I was kind of considering and really planning to just get the refill because it's a big difference in price. It's like $42 versus $78, big difference. And I believe the refill, it'll still come with a cover. So don't worry, it's not like just totally open. So I think honestly, functionally speaking, you can just get away with the refill. But it was like out of stock. Like in Sephora, it was really hard to find. A lot of them are going in and out of stock. And especially the darkest shade in the refill, like, is just constantly out of stock for me. And Sephora was having this whole deal, spend $75, get 500 points. So I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go full in. The one thing I will say, you know, when you spend that kind of money, you worry about like, are you gonna get some like flimsy packaging? No. The one thing I will say, even though it's super expensive, this thing is weighty. If you know like Westman and Atelier, because that's what always comes to my mind. Westman and Atelier is that other brand, super expensive. Everything is expensive, but you get it back in terms of packaging. You not only do they have good products, but the packaging is luxe that you go, okay, that's why I'm paying for this. This is heavy. This is sturdy. Like, this feels like a hockey puck. Like, I can hurt somebody. If you try to take this from me, I'm gonna hurt you, kind of thing. So I do like that it's not flimsy at all. I mean, it's small, so like, you know, that's the thing. You're paying a lot, and it's not like this huge. The amount of product doesn't feel like it's a whole lot. So like, you know, keep that in mind in terms of pricing. But let's just talk about like application and the formula. So I did apply it today. So the bronzing that you see on my face today is courtesy of Farah. All right, let me show you a quick demo video of me applying it, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think about this formula, and I'm gonna compare it to the other bronzers that are currently in my collection. All right, so I'm excited to use a new Fara Homidi bronzer in the deepest shade Ombra with you on camera. This is going to be personally my second time using this, but first time on camera with you. As you can see, I already started my makeup. I did my eye look already. And then in terms of my base, I have concealer, foundation, and overall powder. I did not use any cream bronzer, which is what my normal routine is, but I skipped all that so that you can just truly appreciate the bronzer on its own. But I have Chanel loose powder in 121 in the normal areas that I would bronze, which is my normal routine. But yeah, I'm gonna add this powder in those areas. So let's get started. So this is the powder, and it's this cream to powder formula. This is the Sonia Niji Pro. This is the brush that I use with all my bronzers. So let's start here. So if we can appreciate the bronzer. no bronzer. Hopefully you can appreciate the bronzer. I switched up my routine because normally I do blush, highlighter, and bronzer last, but I'm purposely doing bronzer first so you can see the bronzer by itself. I didn't want the blush to interfere with your ability to see the bronzer. So I hope you can appreciate the bronzer on this side versus the other side. Could they go deeper with their shade range? Obviously that'll be something we'll talk about, but I do feel it shows up on me. So this is the side of my face with bronzer on and no bronzer. Like I said, I do have the Chanel Loose Powder 121 in these areas, which is my typical routine. But this is the bronzer. All right, so like I said, hopefully you can appreciate both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Just for fun, I'm just gonna switch up the brush, just to try a different size. This is not the typical brush I use for bronzer, but given the small circumference of this powder, I just wanted to use a smaller brush. Just to see how it would be with a smaller brush. If it would apply differently, look differently. I think I still like my normal bronzer brush, but I just wanted to just try a different brush. Another brush, just trying multiple brushes on this side just to see if I notice a difference with the type of brush I use. All right, so I think I am adequately bronzed. Yeah, yep. So that is the new bronzer. Okay, hope you found that video helpful. So let's talk about this formula. I'm actually gonna read off the description off of the page and then tell you if I concur. So they say it's an ultra smooth bronzing powder with a cream-like feel featuring lumi matte soft suede for a lustrous soft matte finish that melts seamlessly into the complexion. They say it's a medium buildable coverage, it's a natural finish, it's a pressed powder. And I actually agree with their sentiments. Like when you feel this, it feels creamy. It's like cream to powder. It feels creamy, but it applies like as powder. It's powder, but it has a little bit of creaminess to it. You know, I would say like a luminous matte. Like it's not matte, not super glowy, but it's not flat matte. So yeah, I would say like fine if you want to say soft matte, natural, whatever. But it's really pretty. Sorry, I have a leftover lip liner on my. If you saw my previous video, I just did a what's new video, and I was doing swatches of a whole bunch of other products that I recently purchased, and I think this is the Huda Beauty lip stain. Yeah, that tells you how much that stays. Me wiping with eye makeup remover. I know, wrong topic, but just saying that's what that line is. So please ignore that. But this is the bronzer. It's the deepest shade. So it does work on me. I think it's really pretty. Could they go deeper? Obviously, you know, in most brands, the deepest shade, I'm usually the deepest, most appropriate that they'll go for at best. It's definitely a bronzer, so it definitely is warm, leans a little bit red. So definitely bronzer, not a contour. So let me compare two bronzers that I have in my collection. So the first two are going to be definitely the brands that you could tell are my top two bronzers. I figured I'd just start there. So you are going to notice that I have hit pan. I'm going to start with Dior. You can see how dirty this thing is. Yes, I've hit complete pan. You're probably going, get rid of it. No, I will not. I will not get rid of it until there is not a sliver left. That's how much I love this bronzer. I'll get rid of it when Dior does a special packaging in my shade, because they always come out with these special packaging that's not in my shade. Until then, I will use this up and I will not repurchase until it's all gone. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest, but that's how much I love it. This is definitely different. I'm going to swatch it. I'm going in the rim. And let's put that next to it. So, and it might look like it's not that deep, but I hope you can more appreciate I love this bronzer, but I hope you can appreciate this. You could probably say is more of a bronzer. it has a coolness to it as well. It's not like super, super like gray, but it has a coolness to it, and you can see how much more red it is. So clearly I like having more of a bronzer aspect. It just really chisels me when I'm doing a look. Okay, my other favorite brand is Victoria Beckham. And you can tell how much I love her because yes, I've hit pan. And yes, I will not give her up till it is done. Clearly I don't touch this side. I only go here. So there's that. So definitely, you're going to notice probably Dior is probably the coolest one I have. So this is warm. But yeah, I mean, different shades. I don't know, but these two are definitely more like powder matte, what you expect typically. So the formula is definitely different compared to Fara. Now the next one I'm going to bring out is the Giorgio Armani. I do think Fara's formula is unique. Probably out of all that I have, I think this is going to be the one that's going to be the closest in formula. So this is from Armani and it came out last year. Just know as I'm going through these, I'm always the deepest shade in every brand. So if you're asking like what's the shade, I'll try to post it, but I'm the deepest shade always. Okay, let's go. And they definitely could have gone deeper. They coulda, shoulda, woulda. I know, like you could see, it's basically like so close to my skin tone. Admittedly, I didn't give this as much love last year, but this summer I've been using this actually a lot more, and I've been appreciating it. It has it's a luminous silk bronzing powder, and I think that's appropriate because it has a luminous aspect to it. And I think that's why I kind of feel like it's a little bit like this, because these are really matte. This has a glowiness to it, not like sparkly glowy, not like that, but it's luminous, and which I think is great for the summertime. And there's something about that as well with Fara, but like the formula is still different. Like this is still powder and the other one's cream to powder. I can't explain. It's not cream. It's definitely, Fara is definitely a powder, but like it almost feels, there's a slight creaminess to it to touch, but on the face is definitely like a powder. Let's see, Gucci. This is one I hardly ever use. I love her for the packaging. This is very red on me. So it's when I'm really in the mood for a red bronzer. It's nice. It's just, I got to be really in the mood. You can see it's kind of red, almost orangey. So I have to be in that mode. So when I'm doing a very warm makeup look, I'm more willing to use that one. So I do use it from time to time. Super natural. YSL. This came out last year. All Out is Hyper Bronze. This is when I'm going to do a natural look. I do like it, but it's not that pigmented. See? Just disappears. So this is when I know you can't appreciate here, but it's nice when I'm doing a natural makeup look. And I'm going to end with Pat McGrath. And I have to admit, I've kind of forgotten about her. I got 2 of them and I haven't been using them. And not saying they're bad, but I don't know. I've forgotten. So let's see. There's Burnished. I just picked up the first one, which is Burnished Honey. This is my least used. This is very red. This would be also more of like, you can see how red that is. Like that has to be like I'm in the mood for a light look, very warm. Right. My favorite of 2 is Bronze Mahogany. Come on, open. As you can see, so this is deeper, this is cooler. So I should be using this one more though, honestly. So I'm running out of them. Because this one is probably kind of similar to Dior, which is my favorite, but I still just love Dior so much. This one, as you can see, super red. Okay, but anyway, so that is my bronzer collection. But this is Fara, and I think it's actually a nice tone. It's definitely got warmth, but it's not like too red. It's a very nice formula, so I like it. I've only used this twice now. This is on my 2nd day using it. So this is like essentially like a first impressions, but I like her. I think it's definitely brought some warmth to my face. There's something special about the formula. This whole cream to powder, it glides on beautifully. It's very nice. It's very sophisticated. The packaging feels luxe, so I know it's a lot of money, and I might recommend maybe just buying the refill. If the cost is a bit too much, but I do like the formula. I actually do. So yeah, I can see myself using it a lot, especially this summer. I think this is when I kind of like to be more warmer and glowier. And so I appreciate that it's not like super, super matte, but it's, I don't know. I love her. I love her. So I do recommend, her product, specifically the bronzer. If you are my skin tone, the shade will work for you. If you're deeper than me, it's always wary with these kinds of bronzers. I think it might be only online at Sephora. I'm not sure. So you probably won't be able to swatch it in store. So you have to kind of go by the swatch and kind of guess how you think this will show up on you, if it will show up on you. But if you are my skin tone, it will show up on you. And it'll be a beautiful true bronze, not contour, true bronze on you. All right, so that's the end of the video. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you made it this far, consider subscribing to my channel. And also follow me on Instagram, Daps_makeup. Otherwise, I wish you a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.